Zoe sat at her desk, looking at the syllabus for the day. Today, we're diving into the world of fish and amphibians, Dr. Thompson announced with a smile. These two groups of vertebrates have fascinating characteristics, adaptations, and life cycles that help them thrive in diverse environments. Zoe, can you name a few fish or amphibians? Dr. Thompson asked as she wrote fish and amphibians on the board. Zoe thought for a moment. I know fish like salmon and sharks, and amphibians like frogs and salamanders. Great. Let's start with fish. Fish are a diverse group, and there are three major types, Dr. Thompson said. First, we have bony fish, the largest group, which includes fish like salmon and goldfish. These fish have skeletons made of bone, and they also have a swim bladder that helps them maintain buoyancy in water. Zoe jotted down some notes in her notebook. Bony fish have bones instead of cartilage. That's what makes them different from sharks. Exactly, Dr. Thompson agreed. Next, we have cartilaginous fish. These include sharks and rays. They have skeletons made of cartilage, which is lighter and more flexible than bone. They also have other unique adaptations, like specialized gills for extracting oxygen from water. Zoe thought about how a shark's body is designed for swift swimming. So their bodies are built for speed. Yes. And then we have jawless fish, like lampreys and hagfish. These fish lack jaws and paired fins, which makes them quite different from other fish. Wow, I didn't know there were so many types of fish, Zoe marveled. Yes, and each group has special adaptations to help them survive in their environment. Now let's look at amphibians. Amphibians have some key features that make them unique, Dr. Thompson continued. Their skin is moist and permeable, which helps them absorb oxygen, and they have limbs that allow them to move on land. Amphibians can breathe through their lungs, skin, and gills at different stages of their life. Zoe imagined a frog hopping on land and swimming in water. So they can live both in water and on land, right? Exactly. Frogs, toads, salamanders, and caecilians are all examples of amphibians, Dr. Thompson said. Amphibians lay eggs in water, and their larvae undergo metamorphosis to develop into adults. Frogs, for example, begin as tadpoles in the water and transform into adult frogs with legs and lungs. Zoe could picture a tadpole growing into a frog. That's so cool. The metamorphosis helps them adapt to different environments. Exactly, Dr. Thompson smiled. Now, let's look at some of the life cycle stages in both fish and amphibians. Dr. Thompson displayed a diagram of a fish life cycle. Fish begin as eggs, which hatch into larvae, often called fry. As they grow, they develop into juveniles that resemble the adult fish, though they are not yet sexually mature. Eventually, they become adults, capable of reproduction. Zoe was fascinated. That's so different from the way amphibians go through metamorphosis. Dr. Thompson nodded and showed a diagram of an amphibian life cycle. Amphibians also start as eggs in water. They hatch into larvae, like tadpoles, which breathe using gills. As they go through metamorphosis, they develop lungs, legs, and become adults capable of reproducing. So both groups start in water, but fish stay there while amphibians can live on land later in life, Zoe noted. Exactly, Dr. Thompson said. Both fish and amphibians have unique life cycles that help them adapt to their environments, and they also play crucial roles in their ecosystems. Zoe thought about the ecosystems around her. How do fish and amphibians fit into the ecosystem? Well, Dr. Thompson said, fish are important for nutrient cycling in aquatic ecosystems. They also serve as food for other animals. Amphibians, like frogs, help control insect populations, while their larvae contribute to nutrient cycling in freshwater ecosystems. Both groups are important for maintaining ecological balance. Zoe realized how important these animals were. So, fish and amphibians really help keep the ecosystem healthy. That's right, Dr. Thompson said, smiling. Now, for your homework, I'd like you to observe a fish or amphibian in its natural habitat or from a video. Identify its key adaptations and life cycle stages, and be prepared to discuss them in class tomorrow. Zoe couldn't wait to get started. I'll look up some frogs and their life cycles, she thought. There's so much to learn about how these amazing animals survive and thrive.